Welcome to another little webcast from your friends at College Recruiter job search site. I am Stephen Rothberg. I'm the founder. Every once in a while, we jump on when we think we have something interesting to share with our employer, employment advertising agency, recruitment process outsourcing, and other customers. And today's one of those days. So I am joined today by Brad Boggs, our company president and chief operating officer.
Hello.
Hey, Brad, what information do we have to share? What goodies are we going to reveal?
Lots of good stuff. Today's all about data analytics sharing. So we're going to talk about a specific customer case. Obviously, as you know, we work with a lot of enterprise customers, hiring at scale, and a lot of federal agencies. So we're going to talk about one customer in particular and a dramatic shift we've seen over the last year in the volume of applicants we're able to deliver monthly at a rapidly reduced cost and how we arrived at that. So this customer in particular hires monthly thousands of nurses, medical assistants, candidates in IT, engineering, logistics, so forth. I have a graph to share, some visuals as we tell this story. There you go. So let's look back over the last year to get some context here. Last June, we delivered roughly 181 applicants to this client, and then something happened in June.
And by applicants, those are candidates who saw the posting and clicked to the employer's website and then completed the application there.
Completed the application there, right?
Okay.
Unique applicants. So we go from 181 to 948 applicants to just under 2,000, and then stayed in that range. And the total volume of applicants is largely dependent on the budget, right? And their hiring need, number of postings, and all that. But let's look at the cost. For the 181 applicants last June, the effective cost per application was $229, right? This is a cost per click customer. They're paying for the total clicks we're delivering to them. But our clicks converted at an effective cost per application of $229.
So if we just took their total budget that they spent with us in June, divided by the number of applications, that's
Exactly right.
229. Even though they were paying us on a per click basis, it effectively worked out to 229.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And we've worked with this customer for years, and they've always been happy with the volume of clicks that we've delivered to them. Something happened in June where we dropped from a $229 effective CPA to $42, and then stayed in that range, 30 to 22, 40, 38. So just a dramatically different story. And when you look at the numbers from, last June to most recent month of May, that's a 7x increase in the volume of completed applications of applicants at an effective cost per application that was roughly $200 cheaper per applicant, right? So
yeah,
something happened.
It's like a fifth.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
200 to an average of $33. So what happened last June, right? This is all about data sharing. The customer was finally able to place our conversion pixel at the completed application page where they're sending candidates through. And that sends us a signal, number one, when there is a completed application. But more importantly, number two, it tells us which candidates did convert to applicants and from which of our partners that candidate came, right?
And when you say a conversion pixel, describe what that is.
In this case, it's a little piece of JavaScript code, not to get too technical in the weeds. It's a little piece of code that we emailed them. Their web team, developers who do this all the time, work in applicant tracking systems, work on websites, pasted that code, saved it, and it's live. So it's a little piece of code that basically fires and sends us an automated signal when there is a completed application that occurs from one of the candidates we sent from our site.
And that's pretty common,
Pretty
right?
common.
With every decent ATS supports that. Even if you've got like a homegrown system, it's just a matter of dropping that invisible code onto your confirmation page where the candidate gets to the page that says, "Thank you for applying." And that sends us an automated signal back. We don't know that it's Sally Smith, and contact information, but we know that that click converted into a completed application.
Right, exactly
Okay.
right. So very common. What's not as common is what a source like College Recruiter can do with that information. What that allows us to do is pick and choose which sources for that client and which jobs will perform best on which of our sources. So College Recruiter operates a network of roughly 300 plus partner sites. It's other job boards that cater to early careers. It's colleges, universities. It's online platforms for e-learning where candidates go to access their tutoring, things like that. If we can see which of those 300 sources are delivering the highest converting nurse applicants, medical assistants, or tech or engineering, then we can do more to promote the jobs on those sources and pull back on those not converting as well. So for the same cost, the customer can receive just much more value.
So if you're an employer advertising, say, internships, probably, not necessarily, but probably what we're going to find is that the candidates who, if we send a job to a college or university career service office website, which are heavily used by currently enrolled students, and therefore they're looking for internships, most of them.
Right.
Probably that traffic, though the candidate's going to a career service office and seeing, quote unquote, our job, the employer's job, who then clicks through to the employer's site, they're far more likely to apply than if the candidate came from like a student loan consolidation site or something like that, where the candidate had already graduated.
Right.
On the flip side of that is if it's a position for somebody that you want, say, 2 to 3 years of experience, to advertise that role on a career service office website, you're probably not going to get very many applications because they have not yet graduated.
Right. Very true. Yeah. And we find the actual source sometimes can change a bit day to day in the volume and quality, just based on how much information they're showing the candidates prior to them clicking through. Right. If they've seen the full job description, they've seen all the requirements, they realize, yes, I can do that. I have the skills, I have the experiences. I love that opportunity. And now I'm on College Recruiter and I already know that. I'm definitely going on to apply. If the source sent me an email and it's just a job title and I don't know anything about, I might be clicking through just to see what it's all about. And you know what? I'm based in Dallas, Texas, and this is in Connecticut. It's not for me. So seeing automated data in more or less a real-time fashion allows us to make those data-driven decisions and go all in on sources, even on a day-to-day fashion, that are converting well for that particular job, that particular customer.
So something that you just said, I picked up on it, is the real-time data. So I know that some of our customers will provide us with like a dashboard we can log into once a day, and we can sort of see once a day, if we sent them 200 candidates, clicks, did none of them apply? Did 10 of them apply? Did 50 of them apply? Whatever. Others don't provide us with that data at all.
Right.
Others will provide us, they'll drop that pixel, or there's server to server integration.
Right.
I think that there are some other methods as well. So it sounds to me like what you're saying is if it's real time, that's a lot better than if it's once a day. Once a day is a lot better than none at all. Is that?
Yeah, that's pretty much the scale, right? If this isn't possible, if you're not able to place a conversion pixel, we don't have a server-to-server integration in place. It's not ideal, but we can still arrive at the same results by using data we do gather from other customers, other jobs, other campaigns, right? So if we see these top 15, 20 sources consistently do very well for healthcare jobs, then we can use that data to make decisions for your advertising campaign, right?
Yeah. So if we have a big healthcare company that's advertising jobs for nurses, and we've figured out like where that traffic, the best traffic for those jobs are, the next client that comes along that's a hospital that's advertising for nurses, it's like, okay, we're going to just kind of replicate.
Yeah, we'll start there, right?
Yeah, and that's really different than, say, some of the career service office management platforms where they basically are providing software to career service offices, because in those cases, the jobs are advertised to the school,
Right.
not necessarily to the major or to or to recent graduates. They tend to overwhelmingly be currently enrolled students who are using a variety of sources, their career service office being one of them, us being
Right.
another,
Right.
and you know, the
Yeah.
Indeeds and the
A
LinkedIn's of
dozen
the world
different
too.
online sources. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting. So takeaway for me kind of boils down to communication, right?
Yeah.
If the employer is able and willing to share that data, even if it's anonymized, even if we don't know that Sally Smith applied,
Right.
that for the same money, we're going to be able to deliver to them far more applications. Or I
Right.
suppose there are customers that it's going to be like, no, we're getting the right number of applications from you, but we want to spend half or a quarter. And that's
Right.
okay. Right. It
Sure.
just, it means they're more likely to be a long-time customer of ours than,
Right.
you know, than being kind of like, use us for 2 months and be done. We'd rather have you for 2 years than 2 months.
Right. Yeah. If you have ongoing hiring needs, we'd love to help out. Yeah. Communication is the key. Any kind of data we can share, or just simple communication. What are you seeing? How's the volume? How's the quality look? We can work on it with you.
Cool. People who have more questions, I've got Brad's contact information here.
Yeah. LinkedIn is great.
Yep. And then another option is we have what we call a pricing wizard. You can go anonymously to our website,
Right.
put in a few factors like how many people you're looking to hire over what period of time, what their occupational field will be, you know, healthcare, customer service, whatever.
Right.
And that will automatically tell you like, here's what you should be spending for that hiring need.
Right, exactly right. Based on benchmark data that we collect, using a lot of AppCast data, comparing it, crunching it against our own. So, if you're hiring in healthcare, what effective cost per application should you be receiving on average nationwide? Maybe, and it's a scale. Yours might be higher, lower, depending on where you're located, how difficult your application process is. But we start to break those metrics down for you, and certainly consult with our team about what you're seeing. If that's far off from what you do receive as far as cost per applications or conversion rates, we'd love to consult with you.
Awesome. Well, Brad, thank you so much for sharing this, and also for the customer success team that reports up to you. Nicely done.
Of course. Thanks. Until next time. Look forward to it.
Cheers, Brad.
Thank you.